MELS, Switzerland. Dozens of people dressed in black went on a funeral march up a steep Swiss mountainside on Sunday to mark the disappearance of an Alpine glacier amid growing global alarm over climate change. The Paisel has lost so much substance that from a scientific perspective it is no longer a glacier, Alessandra Di Giacomi, of the Swiss Association for Climate Protection, told AFP ahead of the event. Sunday's climb took place as the UN gathered youth activists and world leaders in New York to mull the action needed to curb global warming. The solemn 2-hour funeral march led up the side of Paisel Mountain in northeastern Switzerland to the foot of the steep and rapidly melting ice formation, situated at an altitude of around 2,700 meters (8,850 feet) near the Liechtenstein and Austrian borders. Upon arrival, a chaplain and several scientists were to give somber speeches in remembrance of the glacier, accompanied by the mournful tones of Alp horns, a 3.6 meters (12-foot) pipe-shaped wooden instrument. A wreath will be laid for the Paisel Glacier, which has been one of the most studied glaciers in the Alps. The move comes after Iceland made global headlines last month with a large ceremony and the laying of a bronze plaque to commemorate Dokjokut, the island's first glacier lost to climate change. 500 glaciers gone, but unlike Iceland, Sunday's ceremony does not mark the first disappearance of a glacier from the Swiss Alps. Since 1850, we estimate that more than 500 Swiss glaciers have completely disappeared, including 50 that were named. Swiss glaciologist and march participant Matthias Huss told AFP before the event. Paisel may not be the first glacier to vanish in Switzerland, but you could say it is the first to disappear that has been very thoroughly studied, Huss of the ETH Technical University in Zurich said. The logs kept since scientists began tracking the glacier in 1893 paint a bleak picture of recent rapid changes to the climate. Paisel has lost 80 to 90% of its volume just since 2006, leaving behind a mere 26,000 square meters (280,000 square feet) of ice, or less than 4 football fields, Huss said. Paisel, which sits at a relatively low altitude, was never very big. According to Glacier Monitoring Switzerland, or GLAMOS, it, like nearly 80% of Swiss glaciers, has been considered a so-called glacierate. Greenhouse gas referendum. It has figured among some 4,000 glaciers, vast ancient reserves of ice, dotted throughout the Alps, providing seasonal water to millions and forming some of Europe's most stunning landscapes. Huss and other ETH scientists recently cautioned more than 90% of the Alpine glaciers could disappear by the end of this century if greenhouse gas emissions are not reined in. Regardless of what actions humans take now, the Alps will lose at least half of their ice mass by 2100, according to the study published in April. And in a subsequent study published earlier this month, the researchers indicated that the Alps' largest glacier, the mighty Lech, could completely disappear over the next 8 decades. Sunday's funeral for Paisel provides an occasion to point out that climate change is not only melting glaciers but is endangering our means of subsistence, according to the organizing groups, including Greenpeace. It is threatening human civilization as we know it in Switzerland and around the world, they warn on the event webpage. With this in mind, the Swiss Association for Climate Protection recently presented the 100,000 signatures needed to launch a popular initiative to be put to a referendum, demanding that Switzerland reduce its net greenhouse gas emissions to zero by 2050. The date for the vote has yet to be set, but the Swiss government in August said it supported the objective. Let's block ads. Why?